Wow,
You
Jess,
are
I can't believe
so
you're old now. I hope the
old.
process of your bones
Oh,
fossilizing
they
is
say.
I don't
How does
know
it
what
feel
it's
to
like.
be
I've never
old
been through it
as
before.
hell?
I
Damn,
could
you
get you a
unk
bunch
as
of
fuck,
unbranded
gay.
candies that you can just stuff deep
You're
into your
old,
bag.
you're
retirement grounds.
old.
I could walk around in your front
Man,
yard.
where
You
did the
are
years
so
go?
fucking
You are
lawn.
so
old,
unk,
bro.
it's
I
actually
could
crazy.
fill your water with
Unk. You're a fucking unk, bro. You're unk. Damn.
Well, it looks like I'm officially unk status, as the kids say. Does this also make me chopped? Hello, Internet and the galaxy beyond it. My name is Quantum, and today is very special, because by the time you're seeing this, I will finally be 18! I was just 2 apples tall when I started my first channel back in 2014, and now we're here. I don't have a ton to show for it, to be honest, other than some very creaky bones and some significantly better art. Speaking of my art improvement, that's actually why I've gathered you all here today. I have picked 5 drawings from my middle school Instagram art account to redraw in honor of my first steps into adulthood. I threw up in my mouth a little saying that. I'm a little curious to see exactly how much I've improved. I don't really redraw my old art that much. And most of these pieces are from when I was around 11 to 13, so I'm assuming I've improved. Hopefully. But before we get to the pieces we'll be doing full redraws of, let's go over some of my runner-ups. As you can imagine, there's quite a lot of posts to go through on this old account, and I genuinely cannot comprehend how I was able to draw this much. Literally, how do I get this motivation back? Anyways, since there were so many pieces to pick from, I wanted to show off some of the ones that didn't quite make the cut for this video. Wow, good start. Hello party people. We're on my old Instagram account and I have this saved collection of options for my birthday video. Please don't look at what time it is. That's not any of my business and it's certainly not any of yours. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna go through some of the ones that were runner-ups that I'm not doing full redraws of. I might do little sketch redraws of some of them, but we'll see. First up is this Happy Pride drawing with the old designs of my OCs. My friend Leo really wanted me to redraw this because this drawing of my OC Axel really fucking tickled him, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's a good contender. It is Pride Month, after all. Shout out to the gays. I think that there's something that could be done with a lot of these expressions and poses and stuff, but this is too many damn characters. I don't have time for all that. We're already cutting it close. Similar issue with this one. This is a redesign of like my old OCs. And I mean, I like the posing. I actually started redrawing this one. It's too many damn characters. And also, like, I wouldn't even know what to say about these guys. I don't really remember this specific iteration of them, so not much I can comment on there. This is my old South Park OC. I'm not doing her just because, I mean, this is a reference sheet, so there's not much to redraw, but she's really cute and I did kind of want to revisit her design. Might do a little sketch of her. She didn't have much lore other than that she was like, I think she was cousins with, what's his name? Oh my god, what's his name? Craig. Jesus Christ. He's Craig's cousin, and she comes from kind of like a shitty family, so she kind of, social services sends her to live with Craig, and she becomes a little menace, like the rest of the kids on South Park. I used to really be into South Park, but I was weird about it. So that's my South Park OC. I miss her. I should bring her back, to be honest. This is supposed to be Carcat from Homestuck. I don't want to talk about this one. Why is... It was this yaoi webtoon that I really liked. I was 11, or I was 12, I guess. I was 12, okay? I was 12. There was a yaoi webtoon that I really liked, called That Awkward Magic. It was my heated rivalry, okay? It was my heated rivalry. I don't have the file anymore, but I've actually redrawn this before. It's my friend Swirls' favorite drawing that I've ever done, and I'm not redrawing it for obvious reasons. We're moving on. I kind of like the posing in this one, and I like the expression. But if you look closely and see what this is art of, you may understand. Hey, this one was pretty cool. I like all the like stuff around this guy. I like the eyes. I like the color of the sweater. I don't remember this character at all. I just didn't think I could do anything that interesting with it. I also don't know why BoJack is there. Why is Bojack there? I don't know what this was a vent about. This is so incomprehensible. What is this? White baby, what does this mean? I considered this one heavily because I like the pose a lot. The fact that I used to draw hands like that is crazy. I don't know what's going on there. But it's not that interesting. It just got beat out by some others. I also don't know what that says. I think it's like I'm gonna destroy you, alien, maybe. I don't know. Park doesn't look like that anymore. Whose white baby is that? Whose goddamn white baby is that? Why are you so white? Jesus. And yeah, those are my options. I hope I'm scared. This account is really scary. I don't like it here. Wow, so I have barely any recollection of doing that. That was a weird night. Well, now that I've got my warm-up sketches done, let's move on to the main event. It's redraw time! We're gonna start off relatively simple with something I drew on August 9th of 2021. It honestly would not be a video about my middle school art if we didn't address the elephant, or should I say troll, in the room. Let's draw some Homestuck fan art. Yeah, we're back in the building, as the kids say. The specific piece I chose to redraw is of Egbert. I don't want to get into an argument in the comments over Egbert's gender. I really don't. I know, but June is very special to me, so we're specifically drawing June because that's what I did in the original drawing. For each piece that I chose to redraw, I wanted to kind of pick a specific aspect that I could improve on. That would be like a clear difference between my old art and my new art. So for this one, I chose it because it had kind of an interesting pose. Not that complicated or anything, but interesting enough considering that I used to kind of just draw characters standing there and staring at the camera. So at least she's not doing that. So I chose this one for the pose. I chose a different one for the background, one for the lighting and the background, one that is a gore piece, so I will put a trigger warning before I draw that one, and then the last one is a surprise. I feel like over the years, I've learned to stylize things a little less. Not that I don't at all anymore. I feel like my art's still very stylized and cartoony, especially because I don't really like studying anatomy. I kind of really hate it. But it's definitely more accurate to what like real people actually look like and do with their bodies than my old art, because I've actually learned the basics and stuff like that instead of just going for it, which a lot of my old art is, which I can respect. I can definitely respect, but it doesn't always yield the best results. Hence why her feet look like that in the original drawing. I'm not trying to dog on my old art too much because I don't like it when other people do that. I think it's not very productive. And I think that any stage of art can be beautiful. It's just funny to look at the things that I've learned now in comparison to how I used to draw things. It's a little silly. I chose this piece not just because it had a pose that wasn't just the 1,000-yard stare, but also because Homestuck has had such... I'm inclined to say unfortunately, but I think it's positive, I guess. It's had such an impact on my art and my life in general. I've drawn a lot of Homestuck fan art, I can't lie. I've drawn a lot of Dave, drawn a lot of Carcat, not really together, which is weird. But yeah, I just really like this drawing of June. She's a favorite character of mine, and again, I feel like I'm gonna get flack in the comments for, you know, referring to her as June and she, but it's Pride Month. It doesn't matter. Okay, shut up. But yeah, as awful as it is, I really do hold a lot of love in my heart for Homestuck, unfortunately. It's not good by any means, but it impacted my art quite a bit. I don't think I'd be where I am in art without it. I also recently found out that there's a thing called Homestuck voice. I know about Tumblr voice, okay? I know that I have Tumblr voice, and I know that I definitely have YouTuber voice. Since I found out about this, I've gained a new anxiety that I have Homestuck voice and I don't know about it. If anyone is aware of Homestuck voice, do I have it? Please weigh in. please weigh in. I need to know. Pivoting to finally talk about the actual piece for a moment, I feel like I didn't change too much. The pose is relatively the same, just a little more energetic. I gave her little braids on the side of her face because I have just always headcanoned her to have those. I don't know why. I just think it looks fun. I gave her those little, like, fingerless glove situations. And I made her, like, sweater a crop top just because I thought it would look cute. I don't think she would ever wear that, to be completely honest. I'm kind of mischaracterizing her a little bit, but I wanted to draw it, so therefore she gets a crop top. I changed her shoes to be yellow. I thought yellow would be a good accent color because Prospit Dreamer, do you guys say Prospit or Prospit? It's Prospit, right? Right? I hope. Anyway, I thought yellow would be a cute accent color, and I don't really realize until I'm doing the background on this piece here in a second that that color combination kind of elicits a response in me, but nevertheless, I think she turned out really cute. The background is a little phoned in, but we're not here for the background, okay? You're just looking at how cute she is, so it's fine. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And there you have it. Our first redraw is complete. I'm particularly proud of the fact that her legs don't look broken in this version. That's pretty cool. And I hope you guys like it too. Moving on to our next piece, we have something I made on May 11th of 2021. I'm pretty sure all of these just so happen to be from 2021, except for one from 2020. This is actually an original drawing for an OC story that I have no memory of. This should be fun. Okay, guys, so here's the thing. Obviously I started the speed paint a little late already, but you may be wondering why is the sketch going so slowly? That's because I don't know what happened to the line art or the coloring. I did the line art and the coloring on one screen recording file, and I did not delete it. I know I didn't delete it, but I looked and it was not there. So in about 3 minutes, give or take, you're gonna see her just kind of spawn in, which is unfortunate because I'm actually really proud of this one, but over half of it is gone. So, sure, whatever. Now, I know I'm gonna get this question in the comments because I've already gotten it a couple times from friends that I've shown the drawing to, which is, oh, what's the context behind this piece? What's the story here? The answer to that is I have as much of an idea about it as you do. I really just have no clue whatsoever. From what I can gather, this story was supposed to be called Panic Party. I know that because it was in the tags of the post. I know that this character is named Kozo, Kozo, which is an awful name. Just a horrible name. What is that name? And I think that a shooting occurred at her 16th birthday party. I'm being serious. I'm fairly certain that that's what happened. From what I can gather in the recesses of my mind is that I think her 16th, she's a very popular girl at their high school, and I think at her 16th birthday party, she, like, this other girl shot everybody. I was 12. I was 12. Or, no, I was 11. Oh, Jesus. The only thing that I was able to find was a bunch of picrus of the characters and their names, which is not helpful. I know I also drew one of the characters before. I don't really feel like looking for it, though, but her name was Sam. I think she's the one that did the shooting. I have no idea. I was also able to dig up an old reference sheet I made of Kozo that has, you know, some normal stuff, and it says that she doesn't like one of Sam's friends. It also says that she lost her brother, but I don't know if that was, like, in if it was at the party or if it was like before. And also, her reference sheet says, and I quote, that she's a sheep shapeshifter. What does that mean? What does that mean? The story is already somehow about like a shooting happening at her birthday party. I don't know where we go from there. And also she can shapeshift into a sheep. What are we doing? What do those two things have together? I don't understand. What are we doing? What's going on? If I could make this story again, I, first of all, don't know if I would necessarily keep the shooting for a multitude of reasons. But also, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Passenger. It's fantastic. So good. But I think I'd make it like that, but Yuri. Maybe I'd make it like the school tries to pull a Carrie on her at prom, and then the other girl comes in and like, I don't know. I wish I had more information on what the original premise of this story was, because all I have is this drawing, some names, the name of the story, and the fact that she just was also a shapeshifter. I was really allergic to making staunchly human OCs when I was in middle school. I don't know why. Let this be a lesson from me to you, that if you have a story, please write down the premise, at least in your notes app, because I know for damn certain that I didn't tell any of my friends what this was about either. Oh, and there she is. And there she is. I'm really proud of how the actual redraw came out, though. I really ended up liking this piece quite a lot. I'll go over some of the biggest changes that I made. First of all, I gave her that absolutely obnoxious tiara on her head, just to add some, I don't know, interesting element, because I felt like it was a little boring up there, and people have that at their birthday sometimes, right? Yes, you agree. Anyway, I added a bit more detail to her dress with the sleeves and the gloves and the little embellishments on the collar, just because I felt like it was a little boring. And I gave her a little age-appropriate juice glass in one hand, just to make it a little more interesting. As funny as I thought just the gray sash with absolutely no words on it was, I did put birthday girl on her sash this time, but I do love the fact that it's just gray in the original. That's really, really good. You know what? Fuck it. If this video gets, I'll say like 1,000 likes, I will bring back Miss Kozo Jones over here and give her an actual story. And I'll keep the fact that she's a sheep shapeshifter. How about that? And I'll make a video about it. Give me 1,000 likes. I don't care. It's my birthday. Whatever. Hi guys. Apologies if my voice sounds a bit wacky for this next stretch. As of recording, I just got back from my birthday weekend trip with my family and my best friend, which was it was definitely.
My goodness, you need to hit her harder.
You're really taking it easy.
Be your own mother sometimes.
Together, I will put you back together.
I don't know if I got any on it.
Uh-oh, she's winding up.
That one's not better.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
What are you? I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Get it away from me. I've had enough.
We found whale sharks.
What do you rate yourself?
You don't want to know that. Anyway, I'm actually really, really proud of this one. I'm sort of sad that most of the speed paint was lost to time. Jokes aside, maybe I really should bring her back, just for funsies. Our next piece is from April 26th of 2020, and this one is actually quite gory. So if you don't want to see that, please skip to the timestamp on screen. I'm so tired. So for those of you who only follow me on YouTube or maybe haven't been following me for very long, I wouldn't say it's my main thing, but I actually have been drawing gore and goodo art for a long time now. Like, way earlier than I should have been. I think I drew this when I was like 11. Again, I'm not very seasoned in it, I guess. My gore pieces also aren't that anatomically accurate, and I'm aware of that. The only thing I really feel comfortable using for references, other than, like, horror movie SFX, which isn't always 100% accurate, is, you know, like, actual medical studies, and those make me very queasy, so I don't look at a lot of reference pictures, except, in a second here, there's a PNG of a real rabbit heart coming up, so if you're uncomfortable with that, just thought I'd let you know. So it's not like the guts and innards you're gonna see me draw are 100% accurate. They're not even 50% accurate. They're not accurate at all, really. The piece that I'm redrawing was really the first time I ever experimented with this kind of art. Again, I was probably a bit too young to be doing so, but ever since this initial piece, whenever I have some downtime to myself and I'm just really stressed out and I don't know what else to do, I'll draw this kind of art, and it just genuinely really relaxes me and calms me down. I think I realized while I was doing this piece that it's the rendering. I'm very intentional with my rendering when it comes to this sort of art, because there's just so many like pieces and blood and like little shines and shadows to work with. It's really relaxing. You'll see what I mean, hopefully. I also do want to apologize that this line art is absolutely not my best work, even a little bit. It was literally 1 in the morning when I filmed this part and was drawing it. So that's why it looks like that. I promise I bring it back with the rendering. Just trust the process, okay? As for the character in this piece, he's not really one at all. He doesn't have a story, and he doesn't even have a name. You guys should leave name suggestions in the comments, but yeah, as of right now, he is nameless. He was part of an original species I made just for this kind of art. I don't even think they had a name, but they were these little plushy rabbits that had zippers at their necks, and when you would unzip them, all their organs would come out, and they would kind of do it as like a way to scare away prey, like kind of like how possums play dead, but this is like showing your whole organs to scare away predators. I'm not sure. I was 12. It was a weird time. As I'm sure you've noticed, the original piece is very simplistic because, I mean, the focus is the organs, but he's really just kind of an orange bunny, which I find a little boring, I can't lie, so I wanted to go ahead and spruce his design up a little bit, make him a little fancy. I really like the idea of him being, like, orange the fruit based, so he's kind of, like, got a orange tropical wave vibe going on. I really like the orange and the blue together. It's a favorite color combination of mine. So I'm really happy with how his little like cutie mark type thing and his ears turned out. I think he's adorable. I honestly grew really reattached to him and the whole species concept while I was drawing this. I didn't realize that I cared about them that much, but I kind of really want to bring them back. I was thinking of making them an open species on Toy House when I get some free time after Art Fight. I don't know, I think it'd be really fun. I really want to see other people's versions of these things, and I'm wondering if they should all be food themed. Maybe it's like a cannibalism thing. Like, the reason that they can unzip their organs is because they eat each other. Cannabunnies! Oh my god, cannabunnies. Guys! Excitement aside, even before I get the free time to make a species sheet for them, I would love to see people's takes on this. If you want to make a stuffed rabbit with its organs all out, or just one themed after food, or both, please make it and tag me in it on Twitter or Instagram, or DM it to me on Discord. I would love that. I would love that a lot. Just if you want to. Just by the way.
By the way, it's my birthday, so legally you have to. Just think about it.
I'd love rendering blood. Like, even if you're not a gore artist, I feel like rendering blood is just so fun. Like, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but like the little smears are just so fun to make. God, watching myself render it is satisfying. I don't know, just something about it. I literally do not have time due to Art Fight, but I really want to make the Canna Bunnies a real thing. I've been concepting more ideas for them just for fun in my free time, and I love them. They're so silly. So I was actually supposed to do 5 redraws for this video, but as of recording, it is currently June 27th, and I don't have any of my Art Fight prep done yet, so you're only getting one more. I'm sorry. I was actually gonna redraw this Sally Face fan art I did in 2021, but I guess I'll have to save it for another video. Instead, we will be completing our 4th and final redraw. This is a very special one from August 17th, 2021. Not only is it the final drawing I posted to my old Instagram account, it is also one of the only drawings I could find of all my OCs together. Let's talk about Star Kids. I have no clue how this happened, but I managed to lose the screen recording of me coloring them again. I need to lock in. So for those of you unfamiliar, aka everyone who's like not my close friend, I have an OC story called The Stars That Bind Us, also known as Star Kids. There is one character that is currently in Star Kids that I created in 2019, but the first version of the actual Star Kids story was created in, I think, about 2021. The Stars That Bind Us is a slice of life about Comet and her friends as they navigate the transition from their high school years to their college ones, and if they're gonna still be friends or not. It's definitely not about cults, or aliens, or child abuse, or her dead dad, or anything with robots, or any of their friends dying, or any, did I mention aliens and child abuse? And a lot of child abuse. It's not that. I don't know why you would think it's that. That's ridiculous. The story has gone through about 1 million changes since I first conceived it. Like, it's crazy how different it is now, to the point that each character you see in this redraw is the same character as the one in the original piece. They are just insanely different looking, and sometimes even have different names. All except one, actually. The one with the orange afro that you see on the right of the piece is named Helena, and I scrapped her like ages ago. It was one of the first things I did, really. I kind of stole bits of her personality and I put them into my character Ashley that you see me drawing right now. And then the character that takes her place that you'll see here in a second is named Salem. I made them the most recently out of all my characters. I'll talk about them in a second. So yeah, I'm gonna go through and explain each of my characters in detail one at a time because it's my birthday and you can't stop me. Technically you can click off the video, but please, hey, don't do that, please, right? Please don't do that. We're going in order of importance, so we'll be starting with the teal character in the center. She is the main character, and her name is Comet. Comet is a regular teenage girl, other than the fact that she's actually not at all. She's a very paranoid person. This all stems from the fact that when she was around 11, her dad went missing and then was quickly pronounced dead afterwards. There is a lot of mystery and intrigue regarding Casimiro's disappearance and death, especially because he was a big figure in the local community. It's a small town that they live in, and he was quite popular in it. It is not made better by the fact that Comet actually doesn't remember anything regarding her father's disappearance. She doesn't remember much at all, really. Her mother doesn't like talking about Casimiro and covers up all his pictures, and Comet only remembers the funeral, and nothing else from her childhood, really. She gets bits and pieces, but not much. She loves all her friends very dearly, though, especially her friends Perry and Park, who she considers to be her best friends. She can be a bit selfish at times, kind of putting her needs before others, but she's overall a very kind person she's just doing her best, guys, trust. Up next we have Park, the red one, right above Comet. They met Comet in, I want to say, about middle school, and it was around this time they also met their best friend, Ashley, the green one. Park has had an absolutely devastating crush on Ashley just since they met. As they've gotten older, it's gotten a little more complicated because, as far as Park knows, Ashley is straight and even has a boyfriend now. But that doesn't stop her from, how do I put this? experimenting. I don't... Knee deep in the passenger seat. Park is a very rambunctious character. Despite all that they've had to go through and are currently going through, they're always just the light of the party, even if they can have a bit of a temper sometimes. Then we have Perry, the pink one to the left of Comet. Perry's lore is honestly a little too extensive to fit into this video, so I'll try and shorten it. Perry is my evil little baby boy. I've had him since 2019 and I genuinely hate him. He is a cold, apathetic, calculating, somewhat manipulative, but he's a little too stupid to be, very full of himself guy. He goes to school with the rest of them, and he wouldn't consider himself friends with the rest of them, but they think he is, so he's just going with the flow on that. Perry's actually known Ashley the longest out of anyone else in their friend group. Ashley's dad and his parents used to go to the same church. That is, before Perry's parents died. And he started getting raised by his sister. And this is why I can't talk about him. It's a whole thing. Next we have Ashley, the green one to the right of Comet. I explained her a little bit via Park, but she deserves her own moment anyway. She lives alone with her adopted father, who adopted her when she was basically an infant, I'd say. She's never met her birth parents. She is a hard worker, but she's very, very reserved. She doesn't speak unless spoken to. She is incredibly polite. She's basically a doormat. It's a little sad. She does have a boyfriend, though, who she loves very much. His name is Milo. We'll get to him in a second. They are kind of the perfect couple, for the most part, to everyone else. Not to them. They're doing great. They're perfect. What do you mean? She is also the head cheerleader of their cheerleading team, which brings me to my next point, which is that if you've ever seen the movie But I'm a Cheerleader, that's you've met Ashley. You know her. Next we have Milo, the blue one above Perry. He's a little less fleshed out than the others, admittedly. I just don't think about him a lot, which is unfortunate. I do love him a lot, trust me. He's sort of the new kid in town. He moved to Sirius's Grove, the town where Star Kids takes place, from California, and he's a little bit of an outsider. He is kind of trying to make a new name for himself, sort of reinvent himself, as he didn't have a lot of friends back home, and so he's sort of lying about who he is and using Ashley to do so. He's not a bad guy, but he's also not great. Other than that, he's sort of stereotypical stoner, surfer, teenage boy. I don't know what else there is to say about him. He is a chill dude and part of everyone's dream blunt rotation, trust me. He's sick. And then lastly, we have Salem, who I'm doing the line art for right now. Salem is by far my least fleshed out of the main cast. They were made a couple months ago, I want to say, and I haven't had a lot of time to develop them yet, but they are Park's half-sibling, and they... Salem is by far the youngest out of the group, where everyone else is 16, 17 range. Salem is 14. They're a little off-putting. They're kind of the embodiment of the creepy child trope. They can also be very obsessive, especially with Park. They're very overprotective of them. They're intentionally very off-putting. Their behavior is pretty inappropriate for a person of their age, and that's intentional. They're also very heavily based off a character from an anime I like, Nanami Kiryu from Revolutionary Girl Utena. If you know what any of the words I just said mean, then yeah, yeah. There's plenty of other characters in Star Kids, like Axel and Marcus, Andy, the main villain Ulysses, a character named the Entity, Corey, but we're not talking about them, okay? They're not in the drawing, so I need to zip it. I need to zip it. If you guys want a full video of me explaining the Star Kids lore, I would be more than happy to oblige. I'm just not sure if that's anything anyone would want. It also might end up being long, depending on how in-depth I go. Until then, I actually do sort of have something similar. I can put it in the description. There's a video I made on my second channel that kind of goes over the lore really quickly of both Star Kids and Moonshine and Sea Salt, my prequel story. So if that's something you're interested in, it'll be down below. And there you have it, our fourth and final redraw. I'm really happy with how this came out. I feel like I've said that for all of them, but this one in particular is really cute. I mean, look at them! I'd stick around for longer, but I think that about does it for me. I have mountains of art fight prep to do, and also very cool 18-year-old activities like buying a lottery ticket. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, you know, do all the YouTube-y stuff. Videos come out allegedly once a month, but more accurately whenever I'm not absolutely swamped. And I don't think I have an outro yet, still. So, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. That's still Thomas Anders.